Remember, your health is very important and you need it for anything you want to achieve in life. I think there was a thing in Latin, or is it Latin? Yes. Um, um, I can't remember. I think something like corpore sano mens sana, meaning a healthy mind in a healthy body, something like that. And how do you get a healthy mind? Does it come free when you're born? No, because it's a blotting paper. Back then, it's absorbing everything. So if you keep a child in a really toxic environment, it will blot up all that toxic stuff. Alcoholic family members, depressed family members, agitated, angry family members, or a kind person, helpful person, a person who is always learning. So the babies come to this world with their brain half baked, and for the next 8 years they absorb everything and anything like a sponge, multiple languages, multiple skills. And look at the beautiful sunlight on the sea. And then comes the assimilation stage, interpretation stage, when their superego makes assumptions, formulations, principles, and stuff like this is good, this is bad. The moment they are not absorbing like a sponge anymore, they are putting a frame around that experience. This is good, this is bad. This I am doing, this I'm not doing. In one way, it is good, but there are many ways it is also bad, because now you're becoming rigid. You are putting yourself in a cast, like this is me, and then you navigate your rest of your life with that frame, which can be a negative, which can be neutral, which can be positive frame. And it is always advantageous to have a positive frame, but that doesn't mean that anything negative you don't accept that it is negative, but it's, this is positive. This is not like that. So you accept that we have been given a bad diagnosis, or even cancer or impending death, whatever that it is, we accept that, because before you start moving, doing something to make situation better, you need to accept what is happening and then say, what can I do? The question should be, what can I do, rather than why this is happening to me. And then you always can do something, little thing, even if it's really bad news. Sometimes it can be real news about your family members, maybe not about you, and that can change everything that you are currently enjoying or thinking about life. So we need to be adaptive with a positive mind frame, be on the watch out, but not over vigilance, because there are some of my patients, they're always thinking about what can go wrong. And if you look at the dog chasing each other into the sea, one stopped. Let me zoom. See? Two dogs, they're playing in the waves. So we need to be vigilant, but not over vigilant. And because that will lead to health anxiety, like, why my knee is hurting, what is wrong with my knee? No, be vigilant, and most of the body aches and pains will go if you behave properly. Now finally you can see the sun. It's come out of behind the clouds. I'm going to run. A lot of talking. Some of us got this eagerness to share experience with other people. Now they're the curators, thought curators, picture curator, but a huge number of all this what is the word, curation? No, curing happens because we want to share and feel happy just by sharing, because then people will say, I like, thumbs up. And if they do thumbs down or put some bad comment, and even don't respond, less likes, then you feel sad. And if you are in that trap, then don't post anything, because it is not about what other people are reflecting back to you. Listen to the reflection, because they may be giving some good feedbacks, like this you do more, this you do less. But don't get disheartened if you don't get likes or comments and stuff, because you need to always remember what is your mission. And the mission, the Ikigai, it goes one step beyond mission. So basically it says that all of us got a life purpose, all of us, whatever you're doing. And finding that purpose is very important for a long, happy life. More important than money. Because we have seen people who are super rich and they're not as happy as you expect them to be, because somewhere they lost the purpose of their life. They are just a money machine, businessman, etc. So what is Ikigai all about? Now I need to go in a backward motion faster than the waves coming at me. I don't want to wet my running shoes, then I cannot run properly. So finding purpose in life, it's about, just think whatever stage you are, unless you have got a burning desire to do something. Like I wanted to be a doctor since I was in year 4, class 4. But if you are unsure, and if you like many different things, if you are trained in many different trades, just take a piece of paper and find your Ikigai. That's the Japanese word. And the way to do this exercise is you write down all the stuff that you really enjoy doing, meaning the time will stop, you will get lost, and your teammates will say, come on, hurry up, what are you doing, why are you taking so many pictures, why are you talking to yourself in a video camera. So something that people commented, that's your kind of love or passion. It can be your hobby, it can be even your work, workaholics. Now we need to balance that, but find that thing that makes you happy. And normally there are multiple things that makes you happy. But when I ask this question, what makes you happy, most of the people actually talk about sensory satisfaction, like okay, again back, about food, about holidays, about grandchildren and all that. All the grandchildren is not precisely in that group, it's a relationship, but happiness comes in many forms. So find out what makes you happy, okay? And then that's your first quadrant. Then find out what you are trained or skilled. Obviously if you are a student, then you are probably skilled at nothing. But if you are 30, 40, 50, then you must have had some skills. You may be electrician, you may be a doctor, you may be engineer, you may be a pilot, you may be a physiotherapist. You have got some kind of skill that you have been trained, either by choice or you are forced into a profession and you got trained in certain skills. You may be a driver, you may be a a caregiver. That may be a profession. So that's your skills and training. And then the third thing is what you can be paid for. So most of the time it is kind of same as what you're trained. So if you're trained as an electrician, then you think you can be then paid for as an electrician. But that's not true, because I know quite a few people who got trained and got a job, then they gave up, and now they're being paid for something which they love to do, and they created their own training, like some YouTubers, some of the fitness experts, nutritionist, dietitian, and I'm talking about like a freelance. They gather the knowledge. They might not have any degrees or certificate, but what they're telling, what they're teaching is working. That's why people are giving them job or buying their services. And finally, what the world needs. So there has to be an itch, and if you suffer from that problem, which is kind of a nagging thought, like why it is like this, frustration or injustice, then that is something that can be your mission. Like, I'm going to fix this problem. Like Uber, or like Airbnb. Like they are the biggest chain of hotels, and they don't own even a single hotel. So people will have a thought, a problem, and then they solve the problem. And by solving the problem, they fill the niche in other people's need. So now make all these four quadrants gel together. What world needs, what you can be paid for, what you're trained, and what you love. And that's your Ikigai. That's the purpose of your life. Find it. Sooner the better. Have a lovely day. And I'm going to now finally go running.